Right. Back. Yep, you should be able to hear me. Cool. Now it should be 1080p. So it looks here and there. It might be down to my I don't know, just lighting. It looks fine on the OBS preview. Looks shit on the stream now. I've got I've got zero idea. Not a clue. I've got bitrate set to max. If anyone sees this and has an idea how to improve the quality other than having like better lighting, uh, feel free to suggest it. I'm not like using red lighting by the way. I think it's just because my wall behind me is red. And it's doing like color balancing with that, and it's making the thing appear more red than it actually is. And then every time I've tried to tweak it, it sort of looks. It never looks that much better, to be honest. I could do it like this. Ah, fuck, I think I opened up the wrong thing. Kind of hijacked my. Hang on. Has it hijacked my webcam settings? What's going on? What have I done? Oh, it's not having it. I think I've actually broken it. Whoa. I opened up so I've got like a Logitech face cam. I opened up like Logitune, which is a like little tool for stuff. And I opened up Logitech capture at the same time. And yeah, it didn't like that. It seems like if you touch the zoom while it's open in a different app, it starts to not be too happy about the situation. Mm, yeah, a bit annoying. I think I've broken the camera. No, it's not having me. Because yeah, after this, kind of don't want to buy another Logitech camera. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't. It doesn't deal well with certain things. Okay, let's try this. So close. Hang on. hang on. Hang on. Figure out. Remove that. Man, I'm figuring it out. Transform this. Kind of. Not really what I wanted. Tech problems, dude. What my stream is about. (1920 by 1080). 1920. I want to make this size of 880. Why is that like that? Why is that so weird? Because I flipped it before. I remember. Yo, I'm squashed. Should be right. Yeah. Then 1080. Like 40. I think this is right. Then this and that. Yep. Now the only other thing is just shit fucking light. It's a lot brighter in my room than this, and I don't have a studio professional light. Backlight compensations on. Okay. Are we happy now? Does it look any better on the actual stream? Well, it kind of does. It's still kind of bitty. Still kind of shit. It's not that bad. This is acceptable. Right, I'm sorry for the tech issues. The darkness of the night is filled with anticipation. You're at Mikhail's crossroads, along with old Igor. Igor. Oh, you can hover over this. Old Igor. Oh, Igor. Igor. Old Igor raised you from childhood after your parents died. He's taught you the basics of witchcraft. You know which that has to be done, but you've never thought of what might happen once it's complete. However, the time to complete the circle has come. Look around. Goldbits.
The crosses look old. It seems people were buried here quite some time ago.
Where have you been? It will be midnight soon. Go over there, by that milepost. Everything you need for the ritual you'll find over there. Take the candles, we'll light them and draw a circle.
Draw. Circle. Millpost. Okay, go to the millpost. Wait. Ritual candles? Those old enchant candles from Old Igor's hut. With their help, you can draw a circle that can offer protection against the evil spirits.
Cherding, 16 miles. Solikamsk, 102 miles. Nirop, 21 miles.
Nirov. Okay. Okay, I picked up the candles. Now what do I do? Is there anything over here? Over here? Notice there's a lot of eyes watching us. I think.
Well done, Vasilisa.
Vasilisa.
Now let's draw a circle. Be careful not to leave any gaps, otherwise we'll be crushed by evil spirits.
That was quick.
I've made a circle. Is it alright, Grandfather?
The circle is drawn. No gaps, good. Too late to dither now.
You think that I can help him?
Sure you can. You can do anything when you have the book. So says the legend. Well, go on. It's time for you to take my knowledge.
Knowledge.
Such a
I
long
love the
time we
pronunciation.
spent together. Parting with it is bittersweet. Well, take it. Would you look at that? What power emanates from the book? The seal is open. It seems great sorcery lurks in you. Well, think about it later. Now speak the words I taught you.
Read the spell or I'm scared. Let's read the spell.
I'll get up
Being a
without crossing
bitch.
myself, but I will go to the crossroads.
I'll get up without crossing myself and I'll go to the crossroads.
On the crossroads, I'll draw
Oh,
a
these are the
circle
words.
and step into it. And I shall speak. Good merchants, come and buy my cat. For this cat, give me neither inconvertible ruble nor a fine hat. But bestow me with knowledge of the dark and eyes with vision sharp. So as I have said, so it will be. My words are stone.
Here are your merchants. Now listen carefully if you value your life. To become a witch, you have to defeat this demon. Time for your first Sagavar.
Welcome to your first battle. Each battle consists of turns, and you and your enemy take turns, but you always get to go first. You win when you destroy all the enemies before you, reducing their health to 0. This is the Black Book. It contains all of your Zagavars. By using the page Urazai, press the end turn button to recite your Zagavar. So, presumably 4 damage to the 13 health wolf. Okay. Right. Pages you had the previous turn have changed. The book alters the pages each turn. Enemy attacks can be blocked with the defense. We had some of. Defense shields you from damage but disappears on your next turn. Recite the page Avdelai, which has the defense effect.
Such enchanted words protect from demons, but this protection fades quickly. Now draw up a complete Sagavar.
Zagavar. You may combine 7 pages into a Zagavar. You can recite a maximum of 3 pages as indicated by the empty slots at the top of the screen. The Zagavar consists of orders and keys. You can currently recite a Zagavar consisting of 2 orders and 1 key. You can see the type of page, order, key in its upper corner. Guess we can do 2 orders and 1 key. Well, that's 8 damage. And then we can do an armor. Oh, but these are also orders. Okay, I see. But this guy hasn't done much damage yet, so we can just do that.
Good job, Vasya. This demon is nearly beaten. A couple more spells to rid the world of it.
The Black Book helps you predict your enemy's actions. So do the enemies intends carefully to upset their plans. I mean, that'll be the shit of them. No, we don't need that. Okay. It's like Slay the Spire. In those kinds of games, I
Take
guess.
that, you mangy hellhound!
Mangy.
Well, now, Vasha, answer this maw. You'll be a witch as soon as you return.
Alright. Safe travels. Okay. How to become a witch. What the hell? Apparently.
Is that you, Vasilisa? I should congratulate you. For the first seal is open. Only 6 remain. Oh, but will you be able to open the rest? This is another matter entirely.
Okay.
I'm curious. Can the Black Book grant any wish?
Indeed, as legend dictates.
Yeah. We'll let dialogue autoplay.
Who knows? Perhaps you shall meet your beloved soon. Who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals? No one in heaven, on earth, or beneath it has ever been able to open the scroll or look upon it. Yet.
How do I open the seals?
Oh. Can't figure it out by yourself, girl? I'm disappointed in you.
What sort of devil are you?
How rude, Vasilisa. I'm your chief advisor. It is I who grants you the powers of a Khaldun. We will become better acquainted in time, I presume.
Let me return to the land of the living.
Not just yet. Have you forgotten your purpose? I name you a witch. How many demons will you take on for your service?
As many as possible or one? One? I think one.
Surely I will only need one at most.
We do not assign fewer than 3 imps, Vasilisa. I'll pick out the best among Yegor's old imps for you. Now go. Perhaps we'll meet again. If you manage to open the seals.
How many demons do you want? I don't know. Oh, we're gonna give you 3 anyway. Just like, oh, yeah. It's interesting so far. Gas styles is neat.
Oh, well, Are you awake? The sun rose while you were coming to. Had to drag you home. I understand it's not easy to pass through the Devil's domain. So, you've seen it?
Huh? Are we home? Seems like it was all a dream. The devil made me a witch.
Well, then it is a good day. What did I tell you? You should have become a witch a long time ago. Well, what's done is done. The legend says that your wish is behind the 7 seals. I could never open the first one. Here's the second seal, the Aspen one.
How do I open it? Maybe it was the demon at the crossroads that opened the first.
Perhaps. I think that demons do play a part, but what spirit is the Aspen one? I'll have to rack my brain a bit. Maybe there's something in the books? You yourself are a witch now. I knew that you would not let me down. The news of your enlightenment has spread already. Must be the Susetkes who told the heads of the families. Now people will come to you for advice. I am old now, not many teeth left. My Koldun powers are waning. Now it is you who will help the people around here. Perhaps you will even find the right demon for your problem. Well, while you were coming to your senses, I've already spoken to most of the visitors. There's only one left. He's waiting behind the door. Look around for a start. Your book is over there, on the table. Do you remember how I taught you bookbinding? Afterwards, see to that visitor of yours. Some evil spirit has been giving him trouble. Got it?
Have you yourself met this devil?
I was initiated as a Koldun once. I saw this devil, who gave me my charts. I couldn't even lift the first seal. And you, all you needed was one touch, and it's gone already. It seems there is great power within you. Got it?
I got it, Grandpa. Time to get to work.
Look for the spirits around the district. Maybe we'll get lucky with the seals. We should not tarry. Who knows? Perhaps after 40 days have passed, we won't be able to help. God bless.
Why 40 days? Hang on. I've got a timer. Red corner.
There's a great number of books in this collection. Illuminated books of old as well. Black books are not kept here, however. They're in a secret compartment near the furnace.
Yeah. Is the peasants seek your advice and your help, you cannot continue onward until you hear them out. Black book and old ego. On the screen, you can change the page composition of the black book. Right side, you can see the current page composition of the black book. Left side of the page is available to you, but not in the current black book composition. You can categorize pages with special filters. You might receive pages that are currently unavailable as battle or task rewards. You can alter the page composition of the book to craft new pages. You need rubles. Black page volume has to stay within the limits of a maximum and minimum number of pages, 13 and 33. You can also save 3 different sets of pages and change them as needed. In time, you will uncover even more black book pages which are sealed away at the present. You can change the composition of the black book at any time except during combat. Okay. I mean, generally, less is better in these kinds of games. Let me do that. Let me do that. What am I doing? Why did I right click? What did right click doing? Right click crafted them. I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Oops. It's Igla. Okay. Igla is a heal. And fires by 1 for every other page the same colour in Saga 4. That's a white thing. Okay. I didn't mean to buy that. That was a big oops. Items, candles, buys free on this. Okay, so that's like half that kind of stuff. Heals and stuff. Law. Knowledge. perks. Maybe? I'm not sure. Deep no. Okay. Okay. We'll figure this out. Okay. I'm gonna quickly grab a drink. Come back. And then we'll figure this out and we'll get through this. There's quite a bit to understand. I'm also gonna another double check on my stream. I like to double check it like on the browser just to make sure things look right. I can see things are a bit blurry here, but there's nothing I can really do about that at this point. It's science, we can go on 1080p. I mean, plus the camera, more focus light. That's about as much as I can do. Yeah, no, the camera looks like shit. That's another thing. So the camera's like really fuzzy for some reason. Paid £100 for it. Really fuzzy. I think it might be because it uses USB-C, and it's like, unfortunately, it uses USB-C, but unfortunately, it's kind of like I only have like one USB-C slot on my computer. It's in my graphics card. I think because of that, maybe it's not getting enough power or something. And then like on top of that, graphics card's a few years old. Motherboard's a few years old. Well, motherboard's like 8 years old. CPU's like 8 years old. Computer's just getting old. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I don't think there's much I can do about the quality of my camera until I get a new PC. If anyone has any ideas, so feel free to like message me or leave a comment if you're watching YouTube. So I will be uploading this to YouTube. In the meantime, all I can do is like fiddle with shit and just see if anything works. Yeah, it tends to, seems like it doesn't really work. Anything that I've tried anyway. Yeah. Like I said, I can try to bring the camera a bit closer. Just being a bit weird about it. Like, how much I want to crop off if I do that. Well, I need to keep it in ratio, right? That's the thing as well. If I reduce the size of like window that's in, I need to keep it in ratio. Unless like the logic will actually work and not just freeze up my fucking camera. I don't say I was gonna get a drink. I'm getting pissed off by this shit. Let's do this. Is it even working? There's a zoom option. There's a zoom option in like one of the one of the Sanans in OBS, but it doesn't seem to do anything. That's cool. It's pretty 10 out of 10. Yeah. I wonder if I was gonna say, I wonder if Logitune What's our camera feed? Hang on. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it just acts really badly. Yeah, no clue. What an annoying piece of shit. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, I think maybe next time I'll just have to like splash out on like a really nice camera or something. That works. That works. But the zoom doesn't work. Because in what world would zoom do what it says it does? The light adjustment works. Everything works except for the zoom. Because yeah, why? Why should the zoom functionality work? Why make life easy when you can make it the same? Okay. Left. Hang on. Right, crop left by 10. 100. That's the wrong left. It's right. Because I've opposited it. I do 128. What's the ratio? I don't know the ratio. I need a calculator. Hang on. 16 by 9 ratio. I put 16 by 8 because I'm an idiot. I could do like. Where I got an itchy nose. Um, I remove 320 from that. And I remove 180. And then for that. We add 320, right? 90, 200,200. That's all right. And add 180. Yeah. I'm missing some numbers here. That looks about right. I'm a bit high up though. How about we redistribute some of that? It's a bit better. It's better. Right, sorry about that. I wanted to use the stream just to, like, test things anyway. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna be able to get a drink. So yeah. Now do that. Be right back. Right. Let's see. I'm back. We can click on a lot of stuff.
I'll read all these books one day. There's a great number of books in this collection. Illuminated books. I'll read all these books one day. To be an ower is so much more than wrangling chorts.
Short, a demon or devil who can serve as a Coldon's familiar. Coldon is a word for witch.
Galbetz and his boss cellar. Old Igor says that's where the Domovoy lives. I've never met one, but I once saw a black figure standing still in the corner of the house.
Scary. Albeit a gravestone in the shape of an isba, or a hut with a schematic roof. Hang on, I was reading that. This word also refers to the cellar of an isba. Isba, a traditional Russian countryside dwelling for the domovoi, a household spirit.
I'll learn to divine from Zisetko someday. If I see one, that is.
House spirit or hobgoblin lives under the hearth or in the Golbit's cellar.
Grandfather says that in days of old, they used to bury people under the stove. That is how the Domovoy came to be. Fedosia, my guest, have a sit on the stove. Take a bite of some bread rolls.
Alright.
So,
Igor.
Wassa, have you taken well to learning the mystical arts? Are you curious enough to learn some more?
So, how did you become a Khaldun, grandfather?
I was born in Vilgard, the sixth son of my father, Yevlam Pichurov. It was a big family, not the richest though. When you have so many mouths to feed, it's hard to save money. But we lived well as a family. The house must have been built well. That is to say, I realize this now. Then one year, a seventh brother was born. Timofey, he was called. He was a good lad. He grew up, but I didn't look after him well enough. Heavy is this sin of mine. I still feel guilty. Vasya, having chorts is a trivial thing. You would do better to protect the ones closest to you, to fight for them. It's knowledge that gives us strength, for we harness their own power against them, with the chorts under our control. One day I was looking after Timofey. We were playing with the other children, but I lost my patience with the boy. I cursed him severely, sent him to the Leshy. So the Leshy carried him away. We never found Timoshka. He'd vanished. Oh, it's hard to bear these scenes, Vasya. So hard. Oh,
Just
so
casually
I
mention how you
decided
killed
to
your brother.
become a Khaldun. I wouldn't let the Dark Ones harm my family ever again. Or so I thought. Well, I'll tell the story of how I became a Khaldun later. Ask me tomorrow. It's hard to remember all these things of the past. You'll understand when you're as old as me.
How can I recognize evil spirits? How can I know when they're before me?
Simple. You've been to the world of the devil, and now you'll see everything for what it is. The only thing is, the darkness will see you too. Demons and spirits will track you down, and as soon as you glance into the darkness, you'll feel their eyes upon you as well. Be strong. Such is our fate. You make your own way.
How's our Izba built?
It was built long ago. Lots of people have lived here since. More than half a century ago, it seems. All according to old rituals. You know them by now. But I don't remember who built it. My grandfather, I suppose.
No, I have to go, grandfather. We'll talk later.
Visitors.
Oh, God bless Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa Fyodorovna.
God bless.
I come bearing gifts. Some flour for your household. Please, hear me out. I won't waste your time. I'll tell you straight away. Something terrible is happening at the mill. We were working in the night when suddenly we heard some strange sounds. Then a shadow began to darken in one of the corners. Such a deep blackness. We ran for our lives. You are known for your knowledge in these matters. What should I do now?
During the night shift at the windmill, he heard some strange sounds and saw some strange shifting shadows. What could be behind such emanations?
Peasants, spirits, and fiends will all seek your advice and help in affairs of witchery. After all, you are a knower. If you answer a knowledgeability question correctly, you will receive an experience reward. Sometimes your answers will influence in-game events. To recognize the correct answer, you have to carefully study your surroundings and the onomasticon, which you can open at any moment from your menu. You can also receive a hint by pressing your knowledge button, however, you only get the experience. Okay. When I shifted the windmill, he heard some strange sounds and saw some strange shifting shadows. What could be behind such limitations? Demons or bandits? Unmasticon. The else is still. Sorry, it's one about a miller that had to make offerings to a shishka. Well, she would prevent the mill's mechanism from turning. As an offering, he gave part of his stores of flour, grain, and breadcrumbs. On one occasion, he forgot and offered nothing. Sure enough, the windmill ground to a halt. When the man went to investigate inside the mill, there was the shishiga, sitting on the grinder, threatening him with her finger outstretched. she suddenly vanished. Miller gathered some tobacco and threw it at the shadows and the corners of the mill at midnight. When Mill tried to turn again and the shishi gas stopped causing mischief. So to do shadows, he threw it at the shadows. Do we know anything else? Problem is shifting shadows. Okay, well, since it's to do with shadows, I guess.
Why do you work at night? Demons are at work.
Jesus Christ.
Well, how do you think the millstones turn? Not by the wind alone, obviously. It's forbidden to work a windmill after nightfall.
But what do we do now? I did everything right when I built it. Please, help me. I have this old item that you might find useful.
You'd better cough it up if we help you. All right, Vasha. Look into what's going on with that place. The demon there may be of use to us, you know?
I'll find out what's going on with your chort.
Oh, thank you. I was told you wouldn't let me down. Goodbye for now.
He's not your average miller. Usually they consort with a leshy, but this miller has some chort. Well, I'll study these seals while you're off dealing with the mill. And to make your trip a bit easier, take this herb. It is called an Adam's Head. It will heal you up if anything goes sideways. Time for you to be on your way. Evil spirits won't quell themselves. Well, you get all that? Wanna ask anything else?
Where do I find this windmill?
Don't you remember the one to the north of Vilgord? The devil haunts that place at night, people say. Go there and be back home by sunrise. We have much to do.
How do I use the herbs anyway?
Well, it's quite simple. Use them in battle to close up your wounds.
Got it, grandfather.
Didn't
It's time to go.
really
See you
answer that
tomorrow.
question.
Wait. One more thing. I've sent a chort to Kusheva village. He must have cursed someone. Go there and fix it. You'll earn some money in process.
All right, Grandpa.
Wait. He sent the chart and went and cursed someone, so he's intentionally cursing people to generate money? Okay. You are now on your travel map. Every night it will display different locations. You may go on your way only after you speak to all of your visitors. You can visit any available location, however your health recovers only after you accomplish your task. Return to the Isba. To go visit your main task location. However, you can't reach it without visiting all of the other locations along the way. Game mode saves each time the location changes. You can also save your progress manually, in which case the game mode saves in your collection. You can open the map by clicking on your present location. Wish you the best of luck exploring the northern lands of Cheldin Uzied. A fantastic visit Jiva village. So we'll do that. Moglevsky's mansion. Far from Kangort, a rich peasant named Moglevsky was his mansion. Right?
You stealthily creep by the village houses. At least, you thought you were being stealthy. You hear a familiar voice calling out from one of the windows overhanging the street.
Why are we creeping? What did we do wrong?
Washa, wait! I have business with you. Hush, we'd better whisper. I've got this neighbor and I hate her guts. So curse her a bit, will you? Use a killer curse or something. Not a strong one. I've got a gift ready for you.
Why do you hate her? Again. See, it hasn't explained why he hates her. We're probably not going to get anything for cursing him instead. But it is pretty shitty and morally wrong to ask a witch to curse someone for you.
don't have time for this. I'm on my way to help the miller.
You wait for the peasant to leave, then read a black Zagavr to curse him.
You've just committed your first sin. They say that the fate of the cult done and which is to burn in eternal flames with no chance for absolution. The outcome of some events in the game is yours to decide. Your sin counter will change according to your decisions. Oh, I didn't know about this. Your number of sins affects your choice of replies as well as possible game endings. They say each person has an angel on their right shoulder and a devil on the left. To whom you turn your ear is entirely up to you. Well, I didn't know that's what was going to happen. Okay. Bad deeds you've done in your journeys. Okay, I'll try to avoid bad deeds. Would be a good idea. One village to the west of Culver. We now come down to Old Eagle when healing some cows. This is the place he sent a chart for a job.
You notice a noisy family gathering in front of one of the houses. It's unusual to see an entire family out on the street at this hour. Strange, muffled sounds are coming from inside their house. Falling cutlery, furniture moving around.
Good evening to you, Vasilisa. God himself has sent you to us tonight. Everything has been turned upside down in our house. The enemy of man is haunting our house. The devil himself is here. Everyone is scared senseless.
How did it manage to get in here? It's no simple matter for a chort to get inside a human dwelling. What did you do yesterday?
We just had some tea. Natalia likes it a lot. She's quite fond of tea. Then we prayed and went to sleep. And in the middle of the night, it all started.
Tea time turned into a chort invasion. I wonder why these demons appeared in the first place.
That's all you did all day? You had tea? Went to bed? What? That's not right. Hang on. Ritual behavior. Ritual behavior reinforced by customers is inseparable from mythology. It is often believed that specific events are a consequence of another. For instance, a peasant suffering misfortune after forgetting to cross himself is perceived as being punished for not observing a ritual. This has resulted in all sorts of popular beliefs. It's just not locked away at night or crossed become a refuge for evil spirits. A sick child or changeling needs to be thrown across the threshold of a house inhabited by spirits who were lured there by the killing of a rooster during its construction. Man. I need to read this again. A sick child or a changeling needs to be thrown across the threshold of a house. Just like, yeet. Really bad on the individual itself. Each time to enter a chart invasion, I wonder why these seems to be the first. What's across the table with verticals the windows? Either or? I guess if we're going by the relevance of the little wiki thing we got, it'd be one, right?
And did you make the sign of the cross over the samovar?
That must be it. We didn't mark the samovar with a cross.
You must do this. And please remember next time.
You're such a great knower, Vasya. Please, won't you help us? Don't leave us this way.
I will help you.
Very well. I will help you. It's no good sleeping on the street, is it?
Thank you, Vasilisa. Have some milk for you, Johnny.
You come inside the Izba.
Yeah.
The Chorts have certainly had their way here. You make the sign of the cross and take a couple of careful steps deeper inside.
Let's explore the
The
Isba.
demons have made a mess. They threw the dishes and cooking pots around, but luckily, the brass utensils seem to be intact. The most damaged part is the shrine in the corner. The icon cases are damaged, and the candles are broken. You approach the overturned samovar. Suddenly, it shakes and starts to move, and red eyes light up the darkened room. A demon is here.
Some of our short. We got whoever this guy is, and got this. 3 health, 10 health. You're going to block 5. After we, no, you're going to give him 5 block. Okay, I see. I see. These we've only got these keys. Then yep. I get the idea. Yeah, do we let that kill him? Do we need to block? Wait, you're not dead? Oh, okay, you should die next turn. Okay, I see how it works. Get it. Right now you're no longer getting blocked. You're dealing 5 damage though. It's a pretty simple game. Pretty nice little strategy game. Okay, choose a new page. Any new pages are automatically added to the rock book. Page turns active 1 times effective pages. This is free. Not bad. Here we. Yeah, okay. In father's name, I quite like a father's name.
The elders of the family bow to you and thank you for helping them. They also give thanks to God for bringing you here. The girl, Axinia, assures you that from now on every jar in the house will be crossed.
Hang on. Customers. I don't want things to be automatically added. I should remove that. Well, we can't buy pages. I guess you can only do that in the start. I want to keep like a small book. This page is about.
The silver glow of the moon catches glimpses of the foul water. The chilled northern night air is split by dull croaks coming from the swamp.
Yeah. Come closer, draw a circle. Walk around. Circle?
You quickly draw a circle on the soft swamp soil and light the candles. A moment passes, and then another. Finally, a demon appears and lunges at your defensive circle.
Alright. We were dead. Dead. And on the list. Okay, so the ward thing decreases by 1 each turn, just like the poison does. Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know. Age amplifies by whatever. Age semicolons, like of all. Transaction returns and affects pages. And, okay. Let's take the low one. It's the same as that, but a bit better. Okay. Let's continue. Optional stuff. Do it.
Standing amidst the black wooden figures, you hear a rustle in the trees. You read the protective spells, but out comes a person, not a demon. An ancient woman dressed in old clothes. It would seem you have come across a beggar.
I bet she's a witch.
Oh, a witch, a witch. I can smell your kind from a mile away. Can you spare a few coins? I don't need much to get by. A person is only as good as they are charitable.
Here you are. Don't forget me in your prayers.
Thank you. I'll pray for your lost soul. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, a healing herb.
I feel like I should get like -1 on my sins for that.
Near the forest's edge, you see a white towel on an old stump. Someone has left a bottle of milk and some piragi. Near these gifts is a birch charter. Peasants from Bigichi village are asking the Leshi to take care of their cattle.
Believe it. That'd be a bad deed, right? Steal the or tamper.
You decide to leave the sacrifice to the Leshi untouched. This is Bigichi's folk business, not yours.
I mean, yeah. Why would we interfere, cause some trouble? Unless we want to like be evil.
While traveling through the woods, you stumble upon a snake's nest. Baby snakes are still inside their eggs. Fortunately, the mother snake does not seem to be around. You make a small wall of stones around the nest and wait for the larger snake to come back. The mother snake soon returns. Seeing the barrier, she fruitlessly tries to get past, but soon leaves.
Wait. So you make a wall of stones around it to protect the egg? Is that why we did that? But then the mother snake comes back and is like, oh fuck this. I can't get past this little wall of stones. And then we can wait
Some
again.
time passes, and the snake comes back with a bunch of grass in its mouth. The snake touches the grassy mass to the stone barrier, and the wall instantly collapses. The snake is reunited with its nest. You quickly grab the grass before the snake hides it. It smells of rust. The only noticeable thing about it is the cross shape made by 4 leaves. Fortune has smiled upon you. You have found a break herb, a bundle of aromatic weeds that opens locks and barriers.
Oh.
You take the herb and get ready to go on your way.
Strange that snakes are doing this kind of shit.
On a hillside near Kacheva Lake, you see 2 silhouettes. One is combing the other's long hair. There is something strange in his uneven movements, something that gives you shivers.
I can read the prayer. Come closer, I'll walk around. Prayer? I don't know what that will do. But
The black figures disappear as soon as you recite the name of God.
alright. Maybe I should have attacked.
Gloomy
more.
windmill arms creak in the distance, parting the pre-dawn fog. The shadow of an owl passes overhead. It crosses your path, a bad omen, since man's path and man's destiny are as one. Yet, could it be it was trying to point you somewhere?
What omens this man talking about? I could be trying to point you somewhere. Follow the owl or protective Zagavor. Will I cast a protective Zagavor? Follow the owl. Follow?
Suddenly, you come upon a swamp and stop at its border. It is dangerous to continue onward. You turn to go back and notice a devil's finger beneath your feet.
Okay, a healing herb.
You meet 2 travelers from Bigichi village who are on their way to the fields. The 3 of you continue on your journey together. Near the mouth of a chasm, one of them jokingly tries to shove you into the pit.
Jokingly.
You play along, thinking it was meant in jest. However, a moment later, it stops being funny. The peasant is inhumanly strong. He overpowers you, and you go tumbling down off the edge of the chasm. You come to your senses at the bottom of a narrow ravine. The trees rustle loudly in the wind.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, when people start pushing you jokingly, stand up for yourself. I get the idea. The Church Forest probably lived here. Church probably lived here at one time, as the first name would suggest. An old Chud bronze plaques aren't hard to come around and aren't hard to find around here. You come across one. However, it's a bad omen, after all they were made by Christian hands.
You walk around the windmill and approach the Chud forest.
Chewed.
The grim silence envelops you. The only sound you hear is of the fir branches, whispering in the morning fog. Suddenly, you see a swarm of chorts flying out of the side of the building, gleefully throwing around pieces of the windmill's wooden machinery. The short swarm dives into the gloom with a chorus of angry screams. As the forest sinks into silence, you inspect the windmill's debris. Among some wooden logs and mechanical parts, you find a small sack of flour and pick it up.
Eh?
The spruce branches part, and an old mill stands before you. This place is filled with legends and stories from the surrounding villages. Those who visited this place at dusk, or worse, at night, speak of dark phantoms in the windows of the mill, of sudden gusts of wind and other devilry. It is what they call a bad place.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to see anything in the dark gloom of the night. Nevertheless, you feel your eyes getting used to the darkness. The black book may be aiding you. Amidst the thick grass, you spot an old axe, its blade covered with rust.
Okay, +1 health. Yeah, weird that an axe gives us HP.
It's obvious the mill is old. Some wood has rotted through, making more windows. You approach and try to open the door. It's closed. The lock is as old as the mill. One good strike with something heavy, and it will break.
So we can use the brick helm or use the axe. Using the axe seems like a good idea.
The axe will help, but probably break in the process. It is quite old.
Maybe I want to keep that. Maybe
It's
the herbs
obvious
then.
the mill is old. As soon as you press the break herb to the lock, it opens and falls to the ground.
The grindstones are still, but the blades of the mill are turning. Some kind of will has been placed here by the miller.
Loot.
This chest is for various tools used at the mill. Nothing interesting.
You study the cabinet. Among various krinkas, old pots, and birch bark containers, you find a sack with silver rubles. It might be of some use to you.
Shouldn't take it, should I? Shouldn't take it. I mean good. I'm trying to be good. I committed one sin. I'm trying to be good. Rift.
A broken block of wood is near the wall. It seems to be part of the windmill's mechanism and the reason why the grindstones are standing still. Through a hole in the wall, you see the woods of Cherdin.
Uh-oh.
I expected to see a wretched old man, not a beautiful maiden. Why are you here, then?
And I didn't expect to meet a demon speaking the common tongue. I'm an apprentice witch. Who are you?
Ha! A demon, you say? Oh, you see, maiden, I'm not a common chort. I am known as the 13th brother. I am the guardian over the village, the forest, and the secret hidden garden and its heart. I'm also the guardian of this windmill. All of this is me, the unseen master, at your service.
What kind of name is that? The 13th brother?
It is a name whispered through time and across many lands, until it became my name, that is. I will tell you the story if you want to hear it, of course. There is still time until the dawn.
Well, come on then. Tell me. I'm a scholar of evil spirits and the demons of the world.
It is good to meet a sorceress that doesn't immediately hurl herbs and venomous phrases before engaging in the more sophisticated art of conversation. Very well, so you're interested. A long time ago, I had 12 brothers. I was the 13th brother, the youngest. At that time, there was a war. and we were enlisted, you might say. I served under the strongest and most capable commander. He kept me alive, and so I became the last of my brothers, the 13th, and the only one remaining. After all those years, fate has brought me here. Why are you here, then?
Well, what do you want with the windmill then?
Haven't you figured it out? Perhaps I was wrong about you. I thought of you to be a strong witch, a master of wit, deduction, and intellect.
Alright, man, just tell me.
Endowed with knowledge that others do not possess. I guess not.
The windmill is possessed. But is the demon's presence here as spontaneous as it appears to be? I must think about why he's here in the first place.
Miller's curse and not cross, lured by a sucker. Well, when informed fugitive once lived in our village, you would tell us stories of the vault mill that had to make off from suspicious guy, else you would prevent the mill's sucker mechanism. Wait, this guy was making offerings, so she would keep it up, or sacrifices. That caused mischief. Well, success with students, but this no cross lured by sacrifice. Maybe I should have took the coins. Maybe the coins have something to do with his presence here. But what? We don't know about the Miller Kirsten. Why would we assume that? I don't know. No cross? I mean, does everyone need a cross to keep demons out? Lured by sacrifice.
You were summoned by a sacrifice. You've been here since your creation.
Well, you are knowledgeable indeed. Not to mention, I'm bound to this pitiful miller, but I desire a powerful master. Take me as your servant. My sacrifice will attract someone more agreeable, and you will have both your reward from the miller and the reward of my presence.
I mean, you don't seem to be bad. Oh, sure.
Well, so be it. I could use a chort like you, if not just for the conversation.
Wait, perhaps you are not as strong as you seem. There is yet to be such a Khaldun who can outmatch the 13th brother.
Uh-oh. Wait, what? 50 health? 10 damage? I'm not ready for that. What? Bruh, I'm not. I don't think I'm ready for this. It's ridiculous. Okay, we've got to use items, right? What do you mean items unavailable? The guy literally said to me, "Oh, use items in combat." Right. Okay, we did it. He's still doing 10 damage. Okay, now he's going for 13 block.
You are so arrogant. Do you really think you can defeat this ancient spirit?
Yes, my book will help me.
This can't be.
It can't be. Six? Oh.
The book. It is a legendary artifact. I never gave up before, and I'm not
It's a
going
volume
to
change. Is that like a special move or something? I think the poison got him. Once and forever permanent stone or Periplo? Periplo, I guess. Gain level and grown power. You're now in the skills section of the menu. Here you can unlock new magic abilities. You can visit the section through the menu at any time. With each level, you increase your health and gain knowledge points, which are necessary to unlock new abilities. As you increase your level, more and more demons will join your swarm. Some abilities unlock automatically at the moment of obtaining a certain level. Okay. So we got skill points. Well then, yeah. I'm trying to meet the next job. Completion. Especially jobs available. I'm not clear what any of that stuff means. Wait. Increases sin that your charts bring you job completion by 5. So I want to commit sins? I don't. Reduces sins that your charts bring you with job completion by 5. Huh? Okay. Maybe it just depends on what kind of ending you want. Don't know. Opening a tooltip does not reduce the experience reward for a correct dodgeability answer. What opening a tooltip does that? Increased by 1 price. Earns can be used per turn but 1. Sitting 10 more in gifts. What is it's all learning stuff. All learning stuff. Real free. Don't trickle attempt to change one card with Trump on. Nah. I think this one. Want more money?
You take the demon into your personal
15th
service.
brother.
He will ask for work, like any other Jort. The mill is now without a spirit, but this is none of your concern.
What to kidnap from Abanya?
And then he disappeared. He won't be interfering with work at the windmill anymore.
So, you took up a new chort. Hope it doesn't backfire. Well, while you were gone, I had some thoughts about the seals. Every single piece has its meaning, and every seal requires a demon. The second one is the Aspen one. We'll have to think what to do next.
Seal of.
The first seal was opened by touch, and that was all. How do I open the second?
Well, not by simply touching the asp, that's for sure. I think we need evil spirits. So we'll find the aspen demons.
Where do you think we can find them, Grandfather?
I don't know yet. I'll have to think on it. Go deal with the things you can at the moment, and let me think.
Can't we open the others right away?
I doubt that, but who knows? Look around a bit and maybe you'll fortune upon the right chart.
I see. Time to get to work then. The chorts are back.
I sent them to perform an arduous task. That's why they weren't around.
Now I should give them tasks?
Well, what did you expect? You knew what you signed up for. Everything has a price, especially wishes. If you don't want them to torture you, send them to curse people. That's the life of a Khaldun for you.
And if I don't want to curse anyone?
Then suffer. These demons won't leave you alone.
I've seen them before in your Pested. Not often, though.
Now you will see them plenty. You can observe our entire gubernia in your pister. In the end, you decide what you do with those jorts of yours. God help us.
Okay. Best of charts. Well, Deagle has passed on to you his pester full of charts. You now have a number of charts yearning for mischief. Be careful, idle charts torment the cold on masters. Takes time for charts to do the job, deal more. Each location has a specific type of job, hunger, strife, corruption, etc. etc. Each chart has a job preference. You can discover it by learning a specific skill. Charts perform better with their job of choice and worse are the ones they hate. In order for charts not to torment you and steal your health, don't forget to give them jobs every morning. Okay. So you get sins, which are bad deeds that you've done. Apparently that affects your ending. And by sending charts out to do jobs, you increase your sin every time, pretty much, it seems. Like, you can't not increase your sin by doing that. Ugh. I wonder if there's anything in the Steam. With this kind of stuff, I'm kind of just like, should I sin? Should I not? Hang on. I'm just looking, I'm just reading this. It's actually a decent guide. Okay, so they reckon you should send charts out that decrease your damage and stuff. That's pretty good, man. Jesus Christ, these pests are actually annoying. Wait, hang on. Did they say something about do you like certain jobs? Make the chickens kill their chicks. Yeah, so he likes a neck of small sins. -1 to pages damage. How about I go for the defense one? I feel like defense is quite important. It says an Oprichnik during the reign of Ivan the Terrible, Matvey is now a fiend. That is totally useless in terms of information. Do that. You -4 health, and you are resistance to status ward. Well, hang on. What is status ward again? Map book. Ward. Didn't I have a ward? So I have resistance to status ward. What does that mean? Does that mean like I lose an extra one per turn? Does that mean I start off with -1 to the count? It's not. It's not very clear, is it? Hmm.
The
Old
moment
Igor.
I became a Khaldun, I saw the Uyest in a completely different light. There is no such place where a demon wouldn't hide. You just noticed? Your own chords are also a giant pain.
How did you come to be a Khaldun, Grandpa?
Well, told you the other day about the demon stealing Timofey. That's the reason for it. Fighting the pointy-tailed. I heard once that shepherds are no worse. So I became a shepherd boy, helped Prokopy, the holy fool. I shouldn't mention him at night. Knew his way around the forest, that one, and how to find lost cattle. So I studied under him. Anyway, it's a long story. I'll tell you later how I received my knowledge. It's not like I got it from him anyway. Had to bust my butt. In any case, see how I managed to teach you. Appreciate that.
I do, Grandpa. What kind of man was he, that Prokopy?
Not a kind man at all, but of great knowledge. Cursed a lot of people. Practically earned a living that way. Nearly cursed me once.
Huh.
Are shepherds really knowers?
What makes you think they aren't? Why don't you try finding all the cattle in the forest without a demon's help? One has to know how to ask the old man of the forest for help. And in case a demon steals a cow or something, you have to be able to get it back. You'll have to learn. What did you think? Shepherds lie on their backs all day? You wish.
Demons are the one turning the grindstones at the mill.
Well, the miller won't turn them, that's for sure.
Can't the wind spin them? Do you have to use demons everywhere? It's dangerous, and a sin to boot.
Well, what did you expect? It will soon be the 20th century. The demons might make it easier. If they can start making flour, who knows? Maybe we can teach them to reap, too. You've heard of steam engines? Huh? I think there's a steam chart inside, like the one you can find in a samovar.
How did you manage your own chores?
Nothing to it, really. Just give them something to do. The only thing is they can't manage every task well. Their job is to wreak havoc. They don't like any other sort.
Okay. About it later. Right. Okay. It's an interesting game so far. I think I'm going to stop here for now. Don't know if I'll continue this game. I kind of enjoy it, but it's kind of there's like so much more on my list. I just wanted to do a test stream, test out some technical stuff, and you know, see how things are if I do Stranger of Paradise. Because I noticed like looking over my Elden Ring VODs because I didn't look at them when I was doing them, but I looked at them after I'd finished Elden Ring. I was like, oh fuck. my camera's all kinds of fucked, and yeah, it's like I've got to find a solution. So this is my solution for now. And my lights up a bit. Webcam seems to be in a better position, maybe. An 80p instead of 864, whatever I put it in before. I put it in that because I thought it'd be better to at least have it a bit under 1080p, but a bit better than 720p. I don't think when I export the VODs from Twitch to YouTube appreciates that. I think YouTube downscales them further. So, yeah, I'll just try this, see what it does. Anyway, thank you for watching.
Grandfather says that there's a great number of books in this collection.
Appreciate it.
Illuminated books
And,
evolve as well. Black books are not kept here, however. They're in a secret compartment near the furnace.
Shut up. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you next time. May stream this again, may not. I think next time might be Thursday. Now I'll probably look at Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise. I've seen some videos of it so far. It looks quite fun. I've seen some comments about the writing. But I think it's what I've seen. It looks funny. It looks funny. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks and goodbye.